Anyway, so we find out that Terry's had lovers. Terry chooses Corvo and his family over this lover this season.
He's had many lovers. Did you see
they are referred...
season 1?
I like to think that oh, Gladwell. What is his first name?
Keep talking.
Starts with an M. Okay. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Him and Terry were in a relationship. Terry has established that he has picked his family.
Wait, hang on. He
Martin. Was it Martin?
Malcolm
Gladwell. Okay.
There we go. No, and they, like I said.
Now, who's Martin?
Yeah, who? Are you thinking of the mouse from Secret in M2?
No, whenever I hear the name Martin now, I think of the Detective Conan dub. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about today.
No, they didn't get together until he had other lovers in season 1. Like, not so much Corvo, but definitely in season 1 Terry did.
Good for Terry.
And then season 2, he kind of like, I was about to say weaned himself off of it. Terry was up to other things. And then in between seasons 2 and 3, that's when they apparently got together.
Well, we see this season he's very jealous to find out about the Red Goobler. Despite knowing about it and being there when it happened.
I know no, he didn't.
No, not when it happened, but I mean, like, he knew about it.
He knew that they boinked, but they I just said that really loud. He knew that.
It even shows in the recording.
I love that.
Boinked is just like
a straight red line.
It's really aggressive line.
It's really aggressive line. No, that they boinked one another and something the dark side, and he said it didn't bother him, but then seeing it up close was like.
But we established this season because like in the line episode they call each other husbands. We've got Jessie refers to herself as Jessica opposites. Terry refers to himself as Terry opposites.
I like to think now that they had like a JP wedding.
Oh no, like, there's got to be at this point. At this point, they got married for fun. They are definitely married. I feel like it's gonna be like I almost feel like there's gonna be an episode in season 4 that's like Terry and Corvo get married, and you see like it's.
Wait, it's in Vegas.
It's like a Silver Cop episode, or it's a Wall episode, because apparently there's a C plot now with Silver Cops.
I did not care for
those were introduced. Cops. The other 99 ships from 30 years ago were introduced.
To
completely
we don't need a C plot. We need to end the Wall.
Yes.
And, like, I would be fine having that, like, in the background. Like, again, it's the JP backyard wedding.
No, that's what I mean. Like, can you imagine, like, the whole, like, final thing is going on with the Wall, and Terry and Corvo are just getting married.
Or, like, renewing their vows. Like,
so on that token, if Terry and Corvo got married, and I think I already know the answer to this, which one of the replicants would get their certificate,
honestly, Jessie.
Jessie would officiate. What is that called? What is... You did it. Hold on. You're an ordained minister.
I'm an ordained minister.
Okay,
honestly,
my God.
I feel
like,
that would be Jessie.
Could you imagine, like, Jessie wearing... Because she doesn't understand, like, she doesn't know she's a minister, but she doesn't understand, like, what that is.
Non-denominational.
And wearing the Bohemian church... nun costume.
I know they would.
As she does this, and like, and that would be even better to end the Wall, because then you've got the people of the Wall coming out that have like worshipped Jessie and seen this, and then to see her in like the actual Bohemian garb, and everybody kind of like flips out. That would actually be really cool. Hold on, that is a great idea. That's my contribution to this.
Wow,
that is pretty cool.
Like their ceremonial garb.
Love that.
Their ceremonial garb on. No, I definitely think Jessie would be the one to do it, because it is an 8-minute long test, and then you have to pay your $15 afterward, and that just seems like something that is beyond Yumulak's caliber.
No, I feel like Yumulak would just be like, oh, that's stupid. Why do I have to get certification for this? I'm a bounty hunter back home. Like, he wouldn't have the patience...
Why can't we just kidnap a priest?
Yeah, he wouldn't even have the patience to begin the process. I feel like the pupa is already ordained, and he does speak in full sentences now.
The pupa is up to something. I actually had a dream about that last night.
Okay.
That like, it was a really stupid dream. But it's like, oh, the pupa's going off. Remember when they're in the line and he goes off and he gets bigger and it's like stuff like that. But it was like, he gets bigger.
He does his own, yeah.
And
like,
he goes to the DMV. This was just a dream that he goes to the DMV, and that's why he needs like a surname, and that's why they use opposites now.
no, actually,
and that was it.
I
That
want
was
to
the
change
end
my
of the dream.
theory, because the pupa probably is already ordained. I feel like because the final battle would be going on in the wall behind them, that's what the pupa is watching. That is why the pupa did not ordain the wedding, was because they couldn't find him. Like, he was supposed to be there, he was supposed to do it.
I love how we're talking about like this metaphorical wedding, like it actually happened.
No, if they did
not.
a solar opposites wedding, that is how I think they would do it. And I think that would like encapsulate the wall, that would kind of like tie all that in together. I think it would be a very funny episode. There's actually a couple episodes that I hope to see in season 3. Season 4. I already watched season 3.
Season 3.
But every season so far has kind of followed the same formula. Formula was the word I was trying to think of earlier. They all follow the same formula. They realize they're a family. Something happens. They have this "we're a family" moment. And that's about the gist of it. When I said every episode has a recipe, this is our 6th time recording this episode.
I'm not sorry.
But for the most part, Solar Opposites is very episodic. There isn't too much continuity. I mean, there are little bits of continuity in there. But I think they were just at San Diego Comic-Con, and they said that, like, there really isn't too much consistency other than the things that change. So, like, Terry's shirts, what Corvo says at the beginning of each episode, the wall is consistent, the new C plot this season is consistent. But that's really it. Other than that, every episode is pretty standalone. So I feel like even if they did do a random episode like that, Corvo and Terry get married, it could still be a standalone episode. Like, the show has a lot of potential in the fact that they're not really trying to tell a story about an alien family, but other than that, they're really not trying to tell this alien family story, if that makes sense.
I blanked out for most of that, so...
Well,
it doesn't matter if I heard it, I can just watch the video
hear all
again.
of this later.
Hear all this later.
Yeah, I feel like this season... No, I take that back. I feel like every season ends on a...
I'm sorry.
How do I want to put this?
I love that you get to the end of like this long rant about the alien family, and then
I want to recant everything I just said.
Forget all of that.
No. But I mean that, like,
never mind all that.
For the most part, Solar Opposites is episodic. There are episodes that have lore, but they don't really like connect back to anything other than like 99 ships. Like, there might be one episode that's like, hey, this is crucial.
99 bottles of ships on the wall.
But for the most part, there isn't a whole lot of consistency. Every season ends. I feel like every season begins with something crucial, every season ends with something crucial, and everything in the middle is just kind of, a toss-up. So, like, this season, it starts with we find out that everybody on the team has a job, and everybody in that team has actually been performing it, but as Corvo puts it, in a, quote, very convoluted way. And then we end with the family trying to be a normal family for the sake of the pupa, which is kind of weird because we find out what happened to the team that succeeded 30 years ago in 99 ships. That they lived like a pretty, like, normal... I guess they landed on an uninhabited, so that doesn't count. Okay, never mind. You talk now. You talk. And hurry it up because I have to get going here.
You say that.
I know. What your thoughts? Anything you want to add?
I feel like
maybe it's something about the trajectory of the show.
The trajectory, and you make it. This is why I would be Terry and you would be Corvo, because like you're talking about like the I don't know, the linguistics. You're talking about like the the your theories and like the. I
have a lot of
want-
theories, but I feel like that needs to be its own separate thing.
I loved Terry and Corvo being so gay this season, being so in love, and just it was fantastic. I am an avid fan watch. I can
Wait,
see my
hold
dog
on.
through the window. I'm an avid fan of.
Technically, they're genderless, so is that really?
Shut up.
Okay.
There's your answer.
Thank you.
No, and I'm normally like an avid watcher of The Wall. And like, I did not give like two shit. I mean, other than them hurting Pesley, but that was about it. I didn't give two shits.
I feel like The Wall is, because The Wall is one of those continued.
This season, it just felt like you could have stopped anywhere.
The Wall has never been episodic. That has been one of the constants throughout the show.
You don't watch The Wall, so
No,
I'm just...
listen to me. Episodic meaning that, like, okay, you know how the solar opposites, something will happen in an episode, like the emergency urbanizer, and then it's never brought up again, or it might be referenced, but it's never important.
That doesn't sound right.
That's what I mean by The Wall. The Wall has constantly had a storyline of some sort. This Silver Cop C plot feels like it's going to have like a storyline of some sort.
Episodic, containing or consisting of a series of loosely connected parts or events.
Yes. See?
And irregular.
That was so Terry of you.
I lost my trail of thought, but yes.
Well, The Wall feels like it's hitting a point in its story.
It already hit the wall. The metaphoric wall.
Yes, but Solar Opposites, it feels like there's still so much story to tell.
It's like Sherry just yells at everyone this season, and then Hulk dies, but Hulk died. I'm sorry, not
Can
Hulk,
I share? Oh, actually, wait. Can I share a theory real quick?
Real quick.
Because they brought up the C plot, the space cops that we find don't like Schlorpians or are actually like kind of hunting down Schlorpians. Do you think that they're finishing up with the Wall season, or with the Wall series, that maybe next season's going to be the end of the Wall, and that we're going to segue into this Silver Cops plot that, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to transition from other seasons, that there's always going to be a continuity thing, but not...
I think it's more likely that the people of the Wall are going to team up with the Silver Cops and try to get rid of the Schlorpians. I don't know how they're going to pull that off. So you think
the two plots are going to end up converging?
I think so. If they're going to keep going with the Wall, and like I started saying, I was an avid watcher of the Wall, and I don't know if this made it into this part of the podcast. I actually had a fan fiction after season 1 where I correctly predicted that the difference between life and death. Shameless plug right there. That Sherry was going to become pregnant and get help from
the Duke
and these group of nuns when she has her baby, and it was going to be cult-like. And
if you have these theories, hold on. If you made this prediction, then can I ask your opinion? Like I said earlier, the season always begins with something crucial and ends with something crucial. What do you think is going to happen in season 4 based off of how they ended season 3?
Of the Wall or of the show?
In general. Altogether.
If we're talking in terms of the Wall, I definitely think Hulk is going to be alive. I mean, they don't show a body, they don't show anything like that, and then, you know, Sherry shows up, she's crying and, you know, boo-hooing. I think Hulk, and if Sherry ends up dying, because they killed off Tim, like, right the butt fuck out of nowhere. Like, I was expecting a showdown between the two, and they're like, well, don't you know that Tim was sick and dying from lead poisoning?
I know, that was so disappointing.
And then it's like, oh no, we filled his veins with contact solution, so now he's dead. And then, like, it's like, oh, but there's a chance he's gonna come in. No, they burn him alive. So it's like, alright, we have seen far less likable characters and, you know, like, far worse deaths. And, like, they don't show Sister Mary dying, they don't show Hulk dying. So I think they're going to come back. I think something's going to happen to Sherry, that she's probably not going to survive next season. And then Hulk and Nova are going to be the ones to raise, you know, Pesley. And, you know, this is our baby, but she's got, like, this burn mark of, like, the bow on her face.
Oh my god, wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, you know how they referenced Harry Potter this season?
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to be kind of like a, not Harry Potter, but... like, this is more like Teddy, I guess. but Tonks and Lupin's son.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
okay.
kid, you could still do like the kid who lived, and like
That's just a theory.
the first baby born small, and they keep saying, "Oh, it's the first baby born small. It's a miracle, first baby born small," and it's like they're going to do something with that. I don't think they would end the wall without it. That's why I said I think it's going to converge with like the silver cops, and it's like,
Okay.
wait a minute, the Schlorpians actually helped bring life, I guess, so they're not whatever.
It's gonna be connected in some way.
There's gonna be a purpose, but it's like, do I honestly care? No, it didn't
Well-
really feel. It felt more like when they're like, we need a government of people. Tim is dead, by the way. We need
You
a government
already
of
said that.
people. I know. I wasn't saying that as like. Oh, in case you didn't know, I was saying that as like, okay, they kind of steamrolled over it, and it's like, now we have a government. The government falls apart. Viva la revolution! Because people are back to being shitheads, and I kind of don't get it. That it's like, okay, under the Duke's reign, he was a piece of shit. And then Tim's reign, it's like, oh, he's becoming like the Duke, but honestly, the wall has become a utopia, and then we get to Sherry, who
They
was
keep-
mentored by the Duke, and
They
it's
keep
like,
changing
damn it.
hands, but every season they kill off the appointed leader of the wall, so it's just kind of all over the place now. I do like your idea of the silver cops and the wall plotlines connecting to kind of take down the solar opposites. They were left off on a kind of depressing talking heads note. Right, it's talking heads.
as it was.
Yeah. Which I love me a good music score, and I absolutely love that being in there. But what do you think? I mean, obviously they're not going to be left like that. They're not going to be this whole domestic, like the whole show is sci-fi. The Halloween special that's coming out, which I guess don't really connect to the actual show itself, and with it being episodic doesn't make any sense either. But they clearly have all of their rays at this point. Do you think it's going to last long through season 4, or do you think we're going to open up with them kind of back to where they were?
I think back to where they were, just because they joked so much about it that we better be in a different spot, by the time the end credits end.
So
Like,
this
they're
is probably
they're
going to be...
show up, and it's like, wow, remember how we got back to living our old lives? And yeah, that was wild. Go from there.
I think there's going to be like 2 seconds on the Halloween special that explains it, and then it'll be done. Everybody was saying how depressing that scene was, but I don't feel like we're going to end up leaving the Solars
We can't.
off
It's
on
not,
that.
It's not in their nature.
Well, every other season that's ended with kind of like a, the people walking up and see you next season. Well, that ended up kind of not being... I mean, we already knew that the pupa was up.
cute.
The pupa was shiesty, so it's kind of like it really didn't...
Pupa is shiesty.
It really didn't matter.